Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, the Poles have balls, but sometimes the farmers have balls, but sometimes the government has balls. So, what are you doing when two groups full of balls will face one another for another country, which is across the Atlantic, and via Ukraine tries to destroy your agriculture, your farmers? Well, I tell you what the Polish government will do, will beat up its farmers. That's what's going to happen. You don't think so? Well, wait and see. Patience is still a virtue. And I'll be patient, and when Mr. Tusk, the Democrat and full of European values, will send its repressive forces to disperse his Polish farmers for the interest of other countries, then you're going to see and you're going to tell me, sorry, Emil, you are right. You'll see. I hope you think the same way I think about this one. Why? We have a pattern, my friends. That's what they do. Instead of taking care of their country fellow men, they will go and look for other interests ordered by Al Capone. So let's see what's going on here. Well, the Poles, the farmers, or who knows who, did something very bad to the Ukrainian grain. They spilled about 160 tons of Ukrainian grain from their trains, from the carriages, how we call them. So let me show you what's going on over here. Obviously, Ukraine is angry and should be to a certain extent, but also, hey cat, the Poles should be also angry with the European Union order to allow this grain, cheap grain, to cross Poland and stop in Poland, I guess. Ukraińska Prawda. Ukraine's ambassador demands Poland do everything under the sun to punish those responsible for grain destruction. According to the law, or you don't care about that, ambassador? Everything under the sun meaning legal or illegal, that's what it is. Everything under the sun. Yeah, what, cat, you want to come up? No? You want to come up anyway. Come on, jump. Where are you? Not coming? All right. So this is a picture of the spilled grain, which I think is bad, real bad. But maybe this grain was not supposed to be where it's at. That's where I start with the whole thing. This grain should not be here in these little whatever transport trains and freight trains and transported towards Europe. And this is what the Poles do, have balls. All right. Now we have Ukraine's ambassador to Poland has called on the Polish authorities and police to punish those responsible for the most expensive sabotage of Ukrainian grain shipments yet, which occurred the day before. Well, you don't know, like the Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 pipelines. We don't know who did it. Oh, in this case, it's easy to find out. Say it ends so, man. All right. Now, this ambassador stressed that those responsible for such barbaric acts are harming not only Ukraine but also Poland. Well, I think who commits a crime or is allegedly committing a crime or accused of committing a crime should be investigated. All of us, including them. But the problem is when you see this two-tier system, which is they are, when it's about us, the full force of the law, well, what makes you think about your society then? Makes you a more obedient citizen? Or makes you feel like, wait a minute, if they're not punished and I'm punished, what am I going to do next? Are they looking? No, okay. We appeal to the Polish authorities and police to do everything under the sun to find and fairly punish those responsible for such shameful action. Correct, but you have to go to Brussels, and from Brussels you have to go to Washington, D.C., and from Washington, D.C. you have to go beyond that, and you don't want to find who they are. All right, because you have to go in the banking system, you have to go into the military industrial complex, and then you have to go into energy, my friends. And who owns the Ukrainian grain? I heard there were some foreigners. No, I think they have the control of the Ukrainian grain, or it's just misinformation. Is that what it is? Or disinformation? Which one is it? My friends. And here are some pictures of the damage. It's awful, but it's the same picture. It's just a different zooms in. On the night of the 24 to 25 February, the most expensive sabotage of Ukrainian grain since the start of the farmers' protest occurred in Poland. A total of 160 tons of Ukrainian grain in 8 railway wagons was spilled by the protesters. That's one, and the other one is Kiev asked Warsaw to act after 160 tons of Ukrainian grain destroyed in Poland. Why is it here like this spelled, and over there it's spelled right like that? Anyway, that's 1,000 kilograms. Let's go by that one. If it still go by exact measures, because those are some this kind of values. You can't have those. Too exact, too fixed, too clear, too organized, too systematic, too Ukrainian officials, they did this, the crops en route to the port of Gdansk. Danzig? Is that the German territory? No, that was Adolf's problem, right? Yes, solved, I guess, given to these guys again after the First World War. And then two other countries were dumped at a Polish railway station near Bydgoszcz. Okay, those who are damaged Ukrainian grain must be found, correct, neutralized. Oh my God, what's that? The final solution here? Neutralized. And punished. Well, Bandera, take it easy. Such planned demonstration videos and comments have similarities with the Russians' hybrid war. Okay, my friends. Should those guys be caught and punished? Well, if it's illegal, of course. But you see, you put these guys, the Polish farmers, the Polish citizens, against their own government because of outside interests. What are you going to do? That grain does not help Poland, okay? Hurts Poland. So what should the Polish government do? Take care of its citizens. It's going to destroy its farmers. Why? Cheap grain. And from previous articles, what I heard, when the European Union banned the Ukrainian grain from entering European Union was because one of the reasons the Ukrainians were using and still using some unapproved illegal fertilizer, supposedly. And I mean, not supposedly, that's what they said in those articles. What am I saying here? And that was one of the reasons. So what happened? They didn't use it in December or what? January, February, October, November. Anyway, they didn't, and now they allow it to go onto the European markets. Dumping price, of course. What are you going to do with the farmers? In order to compete, they have to lower their price. Or lowering their price, what are you going to do with that? Lower your revenues, your income. That means what? Some of these farmers are not, most of them, I don't think they are billionaires or millionaires. That means they will just run out of business, and guess who's going to come and buy their businesses? Oh, it's not going to be the guy who is the biggest private owner of farmland in the United States of America, and that is, if I remember correctly, I might be wrong. You go and verify, okay? What's his name? Bill Gates? Is he going to come and buy the Polish industry, farming industry? Because those guys can't make it because their government, yeah, you go and do that for us, okay? What do you think? And then they're going to have a big agro-industrial complexes owned by foreigners. Congratulations. And this is Tusk, right? Democratic values. Not really. Be careful, my friends. You are screwing up your... not screwing up. You give your subsistence means, which is in this case grain, crops, you give it to foreigners. And as Trump and others said, you can be always blackmailed. Remember when they said about the Russian gas and oil to the Europeans? If you're going to keep buying from the Russians gas and oil, they can always blackmail you. If you think about that in this case. Or if you think that these guys are somehow good people because they're good people and they're in business because they want to do good and not for their own profit, then I don't know. Either, 17 year, not even a 17, you should have figured it out. Right, so let's say 13, or ignorant, or maybe, I don't know, in denial. I'm not gonna say you have a little something. All right, my friends, here it is. this is my prediction, and I said it in a previous video, and I stand behind it. The Polish government will try to bribe the farmers for a little while. The farmers will smell a rat and will not get that one. Why? Because they're gonna just want the farmers to go home, and then when they go home, the season comes and they will be busy farming their land. So they want to push it until the season of farming comes over, Red Rover, and then they will not think about it. So in the meantime, they will make sure the Ukrainians are bringing as much grain, and everything is gonna be like, hey, it's a done deal. What's going on? What's up with you now? Well, so that's one. They will try probably to bribe them. I'm talking about the government, and if they can't do that, I think they can they will send, how should I put it, the repressive forces to disperse their own people, because, you know, look, they're committing crimes and they're disrupting the beautiful plans of those guys. You'll see. Poles versus Poles, or balls versus balls. We'll see whose balls are tougher. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.